Hi, welcome to Movie Review Mom. Thanks for joining me while we talk about movies, about their content as well as their quality, so that you can make the best decision for you and your family as to whether or not you want to spend your time or money watching a movie. And today's movie is one of those that absolutely falls in the category of you need to get the scoop ahead of time to be able to decide. So let me tell you, because I have mixed feelings about this movie. The movie I'm reviewing today is called Promising Young Woman. Now, the movie premiered on Christmas Day, December 25th, 2020, and Universal Studios had just recently signed a contract saying that movies released in theaters could go to streaming or video on demand within 17 days of opening in theaters. And so now that we're into January, you're going to be able to stream this online if you choose to. So let me give you the heads up on it. The movie is rated R. It's an hour and 53 minutes. And the movie review mom I'm giving it is a C plus. And I'll explain why, because some critics are falling all over themselves about what a masterpiece this is. But I think that you need to hear my side of the story. So first, in a nutshell, the movie is written and directed by Emerald Fennell. It's a very dark crime drama, which combines several genres in a very interesting way, including horror. It's controversial, alarming, and uncomfortable to watch, I thought. This is Emerald Fennell's first film, and she is off to a promising young start. So let me give you some tips for parents. I would not recommend that you let your kids watch this movie, especially under the age of 13. This is not a PG-13. It's rated R for content, and I'll tell you more about that. There is lots of profanity, tons of really crude language, and lots of F-bombs. So that alone, you just don't want your kids hearing. There's violence and murder, drugs, drug use, alcohol, drunkenness. And then let me tell you about the themes that you might think are a little too mature for your kids. So the themes are revenge, choices and consequences, vulnerability. And so far, those are all good lessons that your kids could learn. But there's also themes of predators, rape culture, abuse, vigilante justice, secrets, love, letting the past go, and forgiveness. So kind of a mixed bag there as well. All really good lessons and really important topics, just not necessarily for your kids. So I'm just trying to give you the heads up. Now, there were lots of things I did like about the movie. First of all, Carey Mulligan. She's incredible in this movie, and it may be her absolute best performance ever. We've never seen her play a character quite like this before. She's a tremendous actress, and I've loved her for years. And she also stars in a movie coming out on January 29th on Netflix called The Dig, where she's more matronly and older. But in this movie, she is young and beautiful and energetic and a little cray cray. In this movie, I would not be surprised at all if she's at least nominated for an Academy Award for Best Actress. She could possibly win. She's that good in this movie. The stylish color palette in this movie looks like candy. The bubblegum aspect of the film really masks that dark subject matter in a very interesting and clever way, honestly. The movie is very unpredictable. I love lots of twists and turns. And the story is actually divided by Roman numerals that makes you think differently about each section, or at least look for something different to happen. And different things do. And in fact, Carey Mulligan's character actually changes in each of those Roman numeral sections. So that's really interesting. The musical score wants you to feel a certain way, but I wasn't always on the same page. Sometimes the music was a very disconnect for what I was seeing and feeling for what was happening on the screen. There are lots of great cameo performances, including Molly Shannon, Adam Brody, Alison Brie, Max Greenfield, Connie Britton, Laverne Cox, and Jennifer Coolidge. I actually liked the ending, although I've read lots of reviews from other critics who hated it and said they were totally on board until the ending. It supports how intentional she was with certain things. Anyway, I love that more women are jumping into the waters of directing films. And I think out of all the subject matters that a woman could direct, this one was a really appropriate one coming from a woman's perspective and possibly a woman's experience. Now, things that I didn't like about the movie include that the movie was marketed as a comedy. And I didn't think there was really anything funny about the content. I thought it was very serious and even sad and dangerous. I thought the behavior of most of the characters in the movie was horrifying. And so, in that regard, the movie is a horror. The tone of the movie really changes. As I mentioned, the movie is divided into these sections, but acts 1, 2, and 3 are very different from each other in tone specifically. Now, everyone loves Bo Burnham in the movie, and I thought he was great, but I thought he looked way younger for Carey Mulligan's character. Now, there are really only 5 years. There are really only 5 years of age difference. Carey Mulligan is 35 and Bo Burnham is 30. It shouldn't look so mismatched for me, but it just did. Normally, when I review movies, I write down funny lines and interesting lines. And I don't know if I was so engaged or horrified, I didn't write down any. But I do have some movie recommendations for you before we leave. So the first one is American Psycho with Christian Bale. Now, I'm not saying that Carey Mulligan's character was a complete psycho, but there were definitely some issues going on. She had some post-traumatic stress syndrome going on, and I don't want to give away all of the plot points, but clearly there was some emotional and mental health help that was needed. Another movie is I'm Your Woman. And this is a brand new movie that just recently released on Amazon Prime. And it features a woman who has some issues and she's very passive, waiting for the right things to happen, and then finally decides to take matters into her own hands. And that's kind of a little bit of the vigilante justice that I referred to in today's movie. And then finally, another movie is called Unhinged. Now, some may say that Carey Mulligan's character is unhinged. Others may say, no, she did what was right. That's going to be for you to judge. But it's another movie that kind of also looks at vigilante justice and just justice in general. What is justice? And when is justice and mercy satisfied? Anyway, take a peek at those. Oh, and then one more. I forgot there's one more. And it is called The Equalizer with Denzel Washington. I watched it many years ago, but then I watched it again recently with my husband. And it is again that vigilante justice. There are a lot of movies like that. Another one comes to my mind is Jennifer Garner's Peppermint, but those should get you started if you haven't seen those already. All right, that's it for my review today. And I apologize for the green screen. Like this side of my hair's all dancing around in the lighting, and I've got a bunch of lights set up. I can't fix it. Sorry about that. Thanks for your patience. Hope you have a great day. I will see you in the next movie review. Bye for now.